Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Tuesday the 20th of July. We've got some new mods. We have got some updates. I'm not on my usual map. You may notice I'm on Old Farm Countryside. This is a bit of a mishmash, so to speak. I'm doing one mod from yesterday. There were two mods yesterday. One of them has been removed from the mod hub. There was a low loader. I'm not sure why it's been removed, but it has been removed. So I will be looking at the one mod from yesterday and the mods for today. But first we'll look at the updates, which are as follows. From top left, the Seasons Geo Productions by erShaba, La Coronea 2.0 by erShaba and Toy Mateo VSRModdingSur, La Coronea by erShaba VSRModdingSur, the Modular Map by Fernanda24, the FS19 TMS Vario by Smetty, the Sheds with Modification Function by Bartson V3, the Placeable Farm Silo by Shaba FS, and the Medium Haul by Tom Sky have all had updates today. Now, in addition to that, the reason I'm on the Old Farm Countryside, the website is saying La Coronea 2.0, La Coronea, and the Modular Map have had updates, but in the actual mod hub itself, when you go into the game, Old Farm Countryside has. Now, that is showing the same as La Coronea and La Coronea 2.0, that the changelog has had map adapted to the new productions, bakery, confectionery, and tomato juice production. Now, we haven't got the tomato juice production on console, but we do have the bakery and confectionery, which actually is bread and donuts is basically what we've got. But let's get on with it. We've got today's, like I say, it's all kind of mixed in. In front of me, we have got the Lizard 45. This is by McKnightG. This is a header trailer for 45-foot headers. A lot of the larger headers, the 45-foot drapers and stuff, usually have the trailer kind of built into them, but some don't. So this is a trailer, header trailer designed specifically for larger headers. It's 3 slots, 1.1 megabytes download. You'll find it under, where are we? Header trailers, 4,500 to buy. We can change the rim colour to anything on that palette. Design colour to anything on that palette. I think it's the same palette. And then the main colour to anything on that. Let's go with something else that stands out. Yellow. There we go. So you can mix and match as you wish. Next we have got, actually we'll look at this. This is the, oh, it's the Bandeirante, I think it's the Bandeirante Hexline 1050 front loader set, really, but it's just down as the Bandeirante Hexline 1050 by J.AModding. 26.78 megabytes download. It comes with a front loader in the Bandeirante colour scheme, I suppose, yeah, colour scheme, and logo, and all these front loader attachments that go with it. Now, obviously, if you've got a front load like something like that, they will hook on automatically, or using various different adapters, you can do the same thing. Now, this also comes with a bag handler, and it comes with a seed bag as well. That's a 2,000 litre seed bag for 1,200, so that's 600 for 1,000 litres, which actually that's not a bad price for seed. And as you can see, we have a whole selection of front loader tools that go with it. Levelers, bale spikes, buckets, things like that. These you will find under front loader tools. So the Hexline 1050 is 5,400. Now these range, what we'll do is go through the slots first, and then we'll go through, I don't think any of them actually have any options, but kind of what they are. So we've got 9 slots, 3 slots, 3 slots, 7 slots, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, and 4. I think that's right, because if we go one over, yeah, we're onto an adapter from the CSZ pack. Now, as far as it's the front loader adapter there, the bucket's 800 litres, takes pretty much everything. That one, I think, is like a leveler silage rake. It doesn't have a capacity. So as far as I can tell, it does say band 1050 for the jigsaw puzzle piece. As does that. What is... Oh, that's that, isn't it? 1050. The Bandeirante Hexline, yeah. They're all going to have that, aren't they? So, yeah, then we got the bag lifter. Now, none of these have any options for colours. You'll just get them in that colour scheme. Planer, which I think is a leveller. Then we've got a log grab, silage kind of log fork, 810 litres, bale spike, pallet fork, and bale grab for round bales or silage bales. That's what you get in the pack. These are all of them laid out. I'm not going to pick them all up one at a time and open and close them. I mean, they open and close. They have various different capacities. So that's the Bandeirante Hexline 1050 by J.AModding. Next then, we've got these little beauties. Oh, I didn't show the bag, did I? Sorry. The bag you'll find under big bags, 1,200 for 2,000 litres, which is pretty good. Standard seed is 900 for 1,000, so it's a little bit cheaper. Anyway, yes, sorry, these little beauties. We've got the Fiat 70C and the Fiatalls AD7C, 8.97 megabytes download by FarmerBoy and Matteo7810. These are 8 slots each. I'm having a nightmare today, aren't I? What's wrong with the heat? That pack, 26.78 megabytes. I may have already said it, but I don't think I did. So, these. Now, I'll be honest, when I kind of got onto these to move them around, it reminded me of down at there's a big park near where I live, and they've got like the old narrow gauge railway that you can ride on, you know. So the guy that sits at the front, it reminds me of that, because these are like, it's basically just an engine with a seat on it, but it's like the seat's been added on afterwards, and you sit kind of, it just looks like a toy kind of thing. I don't know. I really like the look of these as well. Really nice. You'll find them under small tractors. So the Fiat 70C is £8 to buy, 70 horsepower, runs at 9 miles per hour. Options available. We can change the rim colour to a dark grey. We can have cab. Well, it's more of a canopy really than a cab. So I suppose it's semi-cab. Yes or no. PTO, yes or no. So if you're going to hook something on the back that needs to run with the PTO, you can have it on the back. It doesn't have a 3-point link on the back, but it has just a rear hitch for, I suppose, larger bits of machinery or whatever you might be pulling with it. And then the Fiatalls AD7C is also £8, also 70 horsepower. Slightly different look to it, but options are the same. Rim colour, cab canopy if you want it, PTO yes or no on the back. So we'll jump in this one first and you'll see what I mean. You kind of sit kind of hunched over under the canopy. Goes at 9 miles an hour, gets up to 9 miles an hour pretty quickly. I love that tensioner wheel with the track running over that as well though. Horn, lights. Now to fill this up you do have to open the cover, which takes the fuel cap off and puts the fuel cap back on again for refueling. First person, looks like that. And then we've got the DONUTS, not the DONUTS, the Fiatalls. So even with the canopy off, you still sit kind of hunched forward on the controls. Much longer nose on that one. Now on both of these as well, we do have the option to, under L1 and right stick side to side, we can swing the drawbar on the back. So if you get something you're not quite lined up, you can swing that rather than have to manoeuvre the whole tractor if you want to. Same with this, open cover, does the fuel cap. First person. Also runs at 9 miles an hour. So there we go. The Fiat 70C, Fiatalls AD7C by FarmerBoy and Matteo7810. Moving on from there, I think we're out to the field now. So next up is the mod from yesterday. This is the small silo set by Topace 888, 1.71 megabytes download. These are 5s and 4s as far as slots go. There are 3 silos and then there are 2 silo extensions that go with these. To put into these, you need to open up the cover and then to take out, you go underneath. You can remove that by going underneath it and pressing circle if you don't want it there. But if you want a bit of resistance lining up, you can have it if you want to. And like I say, there are 3 separate ones. We have a standard harvest one, there's a bulk one, and then there's a... I forgot the name of it. We'll check. It's under placeables, under silos. So the small harvesting silo, these are 100,000 litres each, 50 grand to buy for this harvesting silo. So that's your standard crop types, but it does do potato, sugar beet, sugar cane on top. And obviously then depending on the maps, it might have some other ones. The small bulk silo will do pretty much everything. So that's your kind of multi-fruit. That's 60 grand for 100,000 litres. Then the consumables silo is your seed, fertiliser and lime tank. So you can store 100,000 litres of each of those if you want to. Then we've got the small harvesting silo extension and the bulk silo extension. Now I think the bulk silo extension, does that do seed as well? Oh, maybe not. So there's not an extension for the consumables, but then to be fair, seed, fertiliser and lime, if you've got 100,000 litres stored, and the consumable silo is a lot cheaper, so you can stick 2 of those next to each other in 200,000 litre capacity. So the extensions there are 100,000 litre extensions, 25 grand and 30 grand. So nice little selection. As you can see with the consumables one, it tells you what consumables you can put in it. Same options. We open it up and we can turn that on or off if we want to on each of them. So that's the mod from yesterday. The small silo set by Top Ace 888. Oh, that was something as well. Geos, wasn't it? We had a Geo yesterday. Seasons Jatai Go by Luan Tavares, and today we've got Seasons Barinia SP and Seasons Guaiba RS. All 3 are by Luan Tavares. I was supposed to do those at the start. I told you it was going to be all over the place today. I don't know how I kind of knew, but I just did. Next, we've got the Shed House. This is one from today. So that was the only one from yesterday. This is today's. Shed House. This is by Granjeiro Gamer, Vergamini Modding and Lostgamer. 7.8 megabytes download, 20 slots on console. Is seasons ready. It is a barn with a sleep trigger. We do have as well... Oh, I really like these as well. We can open all these windows down the side if we want to. So we've got storage space under here. We've got a little hayloft bit if you want to put some stuff up there, pallets or hay, whatever you want to, out of the way, straw. And if we go through this door here, we've got our living quarters. Very nicely laid out. Also, look at that, lovely. You're doing the washing up. Open up the window onto the industrial facility behind. This is very nicely made. The little fire under there as well. And then if we go over here, we've got our sleep trigger. It's very cool, this. So, a bit of both. Sleep trigger and garage, all in one. You'll find this, and this one's under farmhouses because it's the sleep trigger. So the shed house, only 20 grand for a shed and a sleep trigger rolled into one. Slot count will go down from, what was it, 20 down to 1. Very nice indeed. Which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. It's going to take a little bit of time to get through. This is the Bread and Donuts production kind of pack. This is by erShaba, Rowley Christie 1, VSRModdingSur. 20.83 megabytes to download. Part of the production facilities now, this comes with that kind of proviso that as it stands at the moment it's only working on certain maps. Weirdly, the list of maps that it says doesn't include the map I'm on. So on Old Farm Countryside, although like I said in the mod hub it's showing it's updated and it seems to be working. We're about to find out anyway. This uses the livestock system, the same as all the production packs and factories packs do. Now, a lot of people still steer well clear of production packs and factories packs because it can have an adverse effect on livestock. You sometimes, if you've got these installed, various different factories packs, it won't let you access livestock menus on other maps. So just be warned, at the moment it's only available on La Coronea 2.0, La Coronea. It does say La Vieja Campina Agricola and Schamberg Valley, I think it is. Although that wasn't showing as updated today, I'm not quite sure why. Now, there are some prerequisites with this. So we've got our bread making facility just here. But to make bread, you need flour, which means you need the flour production facility first. So you need to be able to make flour, which means you need wheat or barley. Now these also say that they require biodiesel. So I put the biodiesel facility in at the end. However, it did let me put normal diesel in, as I'm about to show you with this one. So I've got normal diesel in the back of here. If I start overloading, it is filling up with regular diesel. When I say filling up, it only fills up to 25,000 litres for some reason. But I have managed to run both of these facilities. That one's making flour, that one's making sugar on normal diesel. So don't necessarily be put off by that. So the bread one requires flour, wheat or barley in, flour comes out. I've got that over there. The other one is, it says confectionery, but it's donuts basically is what it's making. The donut one, as far as I'm aware, we're about to find out, requires flour and sugar. So that's why I've got the sugar factory behind. The sugar factory requires sugar cane or sugar beet or both. I did both. And diesel, and then you will get your sugar coming out the other end. So these are required before you can even move on to looking at these, unless you've got a mod that allows you to buy sugar, but obviously that's going to be PC. We don't have that on console. But what you also require is this, which is natural water. So when you download this, you get the natural water comes as part of the pack. Now I will also say that when I downloaded this pack, it automatically downloaded pretty much all of the production pack stuff that VSRModdingSur, whether it be erShaba, Toy Mateo, loads of it, all got automatically downloaded. So it's all there in my folder. So just be aware of that as well. It will auto load everything. So these you will find under animal pens, bakery, 15 grand, and the confectionery donut facility also 15 grand. Now these are 38 slots each straight off the bat, and then the slot count will drop down to 2, as you can see, for any subsequent one. Now the barrels are under pallets, I think. There we go. So that says bakery. They're barrels of natural water, 1 slot each, 50 to buy, 500 litres. Now these you can pick up by hand. They also pick up with the CSZ big bag handler, and you can put them onto trailers in the back of pickups, whatever you want to do. Now I haven't gone any further than this, so this is virgin territory for me. We can open the doors. Inside we have a light switch. Now, as far as I can tell, the flour is going to be put there. So this is for the bakery. Over here we've got our natural water point, as far as I can tell. Now this bit I think is probably for PC, because I'm assuming you have to bring logs and stuff as well for the actual furnace, which you can open. Now I don't know if that turns on once you've got everything going on. We'll have a look. But what we need to do is, with all of the production facilities, we need to come onto this bit here, wherever it is on each one, click on it, and we have to activate it basically like you do with any of the other factories. So we move it, confirm. That has now been activated, and then we'll do the same thing with the donut one, and then we can have a look in the menu, turn the lights on here as well, go over to, there's no furnace, that's interesting. Move and confirm. So what should be the case now is we go into our menu and we go along to our livestock. We've got our flour production, which is already underway. We've got our flour and biodiesel I was running. But what we've got here is our bakery and our donuts. So that one says it requires flour and natural water. That one says it requires natural water, flour and sugar. So that's what we've got to supply them with. Now here's where we hit a little bit of a problem. These pallets are heavy. So either with pallet forks or the CSZ pack, big bag handler, or whatever it is you use for moving your pallets, these can't be picked up by hand. Problem is, to get them in the door, it's quite a narrow opening, small opening. So a skid steer loader really is probably one of the only things you're going to be able to use to get it in here, because that's right the way in here. Now I'm not sure whether the trigger will activate from out here. I don't know, but this is what we're going to have to check. And it'll be the same for that side. Now, as part of that download, when I said all of these things that download as part of this pack, it also downloads under, I think it's Tools and Miscellaneous. It automatically downloads all of these auto loads. These are all factory auto load pallet backs for IT runners. That one will do cheese, fresh cheese, barrels and biodiesel. That one will do flour, sugar, chips, TMR and pig food. That one will do seeds, boards, sunflower oil and soy drink. That one will do liquid fertilizer, herbicide, diesel and water. So those automatically downloaded. And I accidentally, where did I put it? There. I accidentally drove past and that started auto loading. So what I will do is drive around that one with sugar and see if it will unload from there. Because there's absolutely no way that's going to go in through the door. I don't think it will. So what we're going to do first of all is supply each with, no, I'm not going to push it away, we're going to pick it up. The natural water required. And obviously to see what we get out of the end of it, we're going to have to speed up time a little bit. So for you it'll be a bit more kind of instantaneous. For me it's going to take a little bit of time. I actually don't know how many of these it's going to take. We'll have a quick check in a second to see what we're up to. Because if it's going to be a ridiculous amount. Look how much natural water is. If they're 500 litre barrels, you have to bring like 100 down. Okay. This is not going to be a particularly fast process, then, is it? I like the fact this is all kind of in here and it gives it a bit more kind of an immersive feel. But if you do want to do this on a larger scale, I'm surprised there's not a trigger outside. So you could take them in by hand inside if you want to, but outside you could do more kind of bulk maybe. That's just me thinking out loud. I don't know whether that's... don't want to step on anyone's toes, do we? Right, let's put these in. So now, oh yeah, just noticed that. A little bit more like bagels, I think, but they require sugar. So I have got this small skid steer loader with a weight on the back, which can just about do one pallet. Like I said, I don't know whether or not you'd get that other one through the door. We can have a look. I'm not even sure I can get this through the door. Doesn't like the weight, and this is only just as well. It's taking it all. So I'll stick a couple of flour in there. The next door I'll do a couple of flour and a couple of sugar. And we'll speed up time and see what we end up with. Now obviously this is fairly niche in that unless a map maker includes the coding on their maps for these to work, there are only a few maps that these will work on at the moment. But again, this is probably a little bit kind of towards where we're going to be looking at FS22 with the production system. This is the same thing, isn't it? And this is what I think VSRModdingSur have done, is taken that step forward from having the factories packs to now having this. It completes that cycle. It's like field to fork, isn't it? You know, you do all your harvesting, do all your prep and get everything off the field, take it to the factories, they produce it, you take the stuff from the factories then to the smaller businesses, the bakeries and stuff like that, and then they're going to produce whatever that comes out the other end. So it's a kind of, I say sneak peek, I mean I don't know, at the moment we're not sure what form that's going to take, but it's not going to be too much different to this, I wouldn't have thought. Actually, let's just double check that. So bakery, I mean look at that, we hardly put any flour in. That's going to take a huge amount, isn't it? You know what I might do at this point, let's turn that off. I'm going to drive around the outside of the building just with that sugar on there. I am curious to see if a trigger comes up. Now, bearing in mind, sugar and flour is that side of the building. I don't think it will. I'm just wondering whether or not this will come off the back and fit through the doorway. It would be great if the trigger extended, wouldn't it? I don't think it's going to... Oh, hang on. Hang on. Yes. Let's get a bit closer. That started to work. Have I gone too close now? There we go. Right, now that changes things. So as far as bulk goes, what I can do now, we'll see how that works. So those that stuff that downloaded automatically as part of the pack, these auto load pallets, trailers. So you can now, you can do it manually. Don't know about the water so much, but there we go. It's always worth to have a look, you never know, do you? So whilst it's not showing us being the trigger on the outside, there is one. Okay, I've only got 2 for flour, so but at least we know then. We know we can pick up those IT runner backs, and that will work very nicely. Right, let's get the flour in this one as well. We'll get them underway, and hopefully we will get some bread and we'll get some donuts out the other end of this. Honestly, I was looking at the time thinking, oh, this is taking quite a while, and what is more, I don't know, what makes me smile more, I guess, is the amount of time it has taken me to set this up, to get this all set up and ready. And then obviously I've had to speed up time. I've gone through 2 or 3 days, I think it is, to get enough sugar and enough flour on hand to be able to do this part of it. This was one of those ones that what you see as far as the video goes is a fraction of what it took. Never mind. I'm just hoping I don't run out. Well, that's too far out. Hoping I don't run out of flour and stuff too quickly. So obviously this is going to be an ongoing process over, you know, if you're on a map and you're playing day after day after day, this will be an ongoing thing. Or what you might want to do is get your production underway on your flour and your sugar and stuff. And then once you've got a load on hand, then move into doing the actual the bakery and donuts and stuff. Right, let's have a check then. So bakery, barely scratched surface. That's looking a little bit healthier with the sugar and the flour. So what we'll do now then, yeah, see the water's a bit of a, I don't know, and I'm just putting this out there. There might be people who've already done this and already tried. But the one on here, is it the drum platform, that says water, liquid fertilizer, herbicide, diesel and water, whether that will take the natural water, you know what? I'm going to test it. I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to get a load of these drums and see if they'll load onto that IT runner. If they will, potentially if we come alongside here, they might auto unload. It will just make life a little bit easier. Then we'll speed up time and then we'll see what we get out the other end of it. "9:49 in the morning, and as you've seen, we have been successful. That's not where the logs go, that's where the stuff appears. We've got our crates of bread. These can then be picked up put in the back of a pickup, put wherever you want. Taken and sold. That's pretty cool, actually. And then the other side, we should have our donuts. Just there. Says you worked out really well. As you saw, the water thing didn't work for the drums, so I threw them all in the back of a skip. Just tipped the skip out on the ground, and then I used the big bag handler on this, and I was picking up like 6 drums at a time, taking them in and putting them in. That worked out quite well. So there we go. The bread and donuts production took quite a while to get there, but we got there, and we got the result. If you're playing on these maps, or you want to play on these maps and use these facilities, they're now available. That's by erShaba, Rowley Christie 1, VSRModdingSur. That's it for the mods for today. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching. Oh, hang on. Before I go, I haven't checked. Prices. What do they sell for? According to this, nothing. That's handy. So this map has been converted for this. So I've gone for all of that. But there's no prices. That's weird with the tomato juice as well, because we haven't got a tomato juice factory, but the price is sitting there. But none of the sell points here on this map actually take it. And on that happy bombshell, thanks for watching.